Nigerian politicians, Nigerian leaders and their unending drama. Guys, let us watch this video.
Governor Siminalayi Fubara is gearing up for his first official day as the reinstated governor of the state, taking over from the sole administrator, Ibot Ete Ekwe Ibas. It comes after the 6-month emergency rule put in place by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on March 18 ran its course. In a statement put out yesterday evening, President Tinubu said that it gave him great pleasure to declare that the emergency in Rivers State of Nigeria shall end with effect from midnight. Well, President Tinubu also defended his decision to call the emergency in the first place, giving his 3 critical reasons to back it up. The first being that there was total paralysis of governance in Rivers State. The second, that critical economic assets, including oil pipelines, were being vandalized. And the third was that the State House of Assembly was crisis-ridden and divided. Let's now take some reactions to his announcement from users on social media. We begin with Sarki, who tweeted saying, "Great news for Rivers State. Excited to see Governor Fubara, Deputy Governor Odu, and the State House of Assembly back in action. He is hoping for stability and progress moving forward." EJ also tweeted, and wrote, "As one of the vocal opponents of this draconian measure from the very beginning, I stood firmly against it, arguing it was an assault on our democratic principles and an overreach that stifled the voices of the people. I made several videos in this respect. I'm glad that common sense has prevailed and democracy has triumphantly returned to Rivers State, restoring the rule of law and the people's right to self-governance. This is a win for all of us who believe in true federalism and accountability. However, we must not lose sight of the dangerous precedent this undemocratic action has set in our country, and we must remain vigilant to prevent such erosions of our democracy in the future." We're still going to take another reaction. This is from Akin Tunde, who wrote, "Unfortunately, this is sad for our democracy and a shame. In a democracy, power should never be exercised outside the clear text of the Constitution. This episode sets a dangerous precedent that must be resisted by every legal and civic means available. How can a president order a governor to vacate and then resume office at will, as though the mandate of the people were no more than the rules of a local drinkers association?" Local drinkers association. What a comparison. Of course, we've analyzed this, in great detail, but I think there's always new angles to pick apart from it. Ayo.
Okay, new angles. I think just to maintain the voices have been quite similar along different lines as to the constitutionality of the declaration or proclamation of a state of emergency in Rivers State. 6 months afterwards, I said earlier that even though the president cited a few justifications, yes, the transnational pipeline in Bodo local government was vandalized the day before, as well as other vandalizations like that. But I do agree with the tweet that said there should have been legal and civil ways. He should have exhausted those channels before the declaration of a state of emergency. In terms of a precedent, it doesn't all go well for the fragile, I must add, democratic structures of Nigeria. We see similar incidents of vandalization, banditry, terrorism happening in other parts of the country, yet no state of emergency was declared there, lending credence to some arguments that this was political in itself. And if you look at, like I said earlier on, that if you look at the achievements of the sole administrator, what's the key achievement? What's one thing that he'll be remembered for? Prosecuting local council elections and giving power to wike supporters. So many of the people who got into power were people that were in alignment with the minister of the FCT, meaning that Governor Fubara has lost his structures, as it were, in Rivers State, and if he's coming back into power, resuming today, he doesn't have that much at his pleasure. But now going to the future, because we've talked about the past a lot, is what next for Governor Fubara? I feel, and if I have the opportunity to advise, would be legacy. It is very unlikely that he'll be returning for a second term, very unlikely. I'm not ruling it out completely. So what he can do in the last 2 years of his tenure is to finally do something for the people who voted him in, who entrusted their votes in his candidature, by actually addressing key issues in Rivers State. These people have not had proper governance in the last 2 years. It's just been one political fight to the other, so some civil servants haven't been paid from what I heard for the August month. Can they be paid? Can we look at issues around education, infrastructural development in River State? Can we talk about peace, bringing the people together to quell, the tension that has been in River State for so long? So I do believe that it is important for him in terms of legacy, even though he might not have a lot of power because the State House of Assembly is now in, most of them are not in his party or working with him. And so he would have a tight time on his hands, but he can leave a few things so that people can remember Governor Siminalayi Fubara for good at the end of his 4-year tenure. I don't know if he wants to run again.
There is nothing that anybody will not see in this country. The President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, removed a democratically elected governor of River State, Siminalayi Fubara, and installed sole administrator that could not even achieve anything in his 6 months in that government house. This is the type of things that you guys want. What has he achieved? The only thing he achieved is that the will of wike has prevailed. The only thing he has achieved is that the will of predecessor of Siminalayi Fubara, wike, has prevailed. They have put in place the things that they want. Siminalayi Fubara will just be there as a vegetable, a ceremonial governor, just to fulfill all righteousness that he has been reinstated as the governor of River State. He is just there in people's eyes. Those who know what's up know. May God help us in this country. There are places that our president could have used this strength to make sure that Nigerians have a better situation. They are massacring people in Yelewata. They are massacring people all over this country. Our president has not declared state of emergency on insecurity. Instead, he did it in River State, saying that they are buoying pipeline or whatsoever. Instead of you to tell the governor what to do, to tell him to stop any mayhem that is happening in his state, you don't want it. Because his predecessor is your hand man. Indeed, Pastor J. Rieze should include Nigerian politicians in his early morning prayer. For what you guys cannot do does not exist. You people are doing these things and you are damning the consequence. If Nigeria is a sane country, shouldn't you people be answering questions? For the 2 years you guys have wasted Nigerians' time being in office to achieve nothing. You guys are still gearing up to come back for second term. If truly there will be free and fair election in this country, tell me any same person that will come out and vote for APC. If not people that tribalism have blinded, if not people who is not right upstairs, or if not people who is benefiting from you, tell me any normal human being that will come out and say that they want to vote for APC. Country who have make sure that there is abject poverty in the lives of the youth. Country who have made sure that their youth, both the young, old, they are not benefiting anything from them. Country who remove first subsidy and yet they have not put the money that they realize from first subsidy into any effective use to affect the lives of their citizens. Instead, their citizens are languishing in abject poverty. They are languishing in depression. They are languishing in buying themselves. They are languishing in unaliving themselves. And the president is not even seeing it. From one travel to the other, from one country to the other. Doing what exactly? I don't understand. You people have really packaged River State to be delivered to APC come 2027. It is well with us, so Nigerians, I pray that the Lord will give us the strength and also give us insight, wisdom, and understanding the way is stated in the book of Ephesians chapter 1 verse 15. I pray that the eyes of our heart be flooded with light so that we will know our enemy and stop this tribal fight that we are fighting, because these people, they are using all of us to achieve their evil desire. Guys, please, I will see you in my next video. Do like this video, comment and share. Turn on the post notification so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first to get notified. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and have dominion. Bye-bye.